What's up, everybody? Welcome back to day -2. Yesterday I talked about, a lot of the positive results of me doing these videos for Lent, and today I'm going to talk, I guess, a little bit more about that, but more so about one of the biggest reasons why I did it and why I'm glad I did do it in hindsight. I probably, like I said yesterday, talked about this before, but now having gone through all these vlogs, I wanted to, I really wanted to reflect back on it and kind of show why it's definitely had a positive result in me. So one of the reasons I wanted to vlog for Lent, why I wanted to talk about a story, was that, I've said this plenty of times before. I'm not the most open person. Not having a best friend and only having, a select few close friends has definitely made me very shy to open up in front of most everybody. And, I figured that in order to, prepare myself to be more open and so that not only just to be a more open person, but, to help me in anything that I might need in the future, I decided that I wanted to share this story, and I was like, I hope that all this stuff happens and all this and all that jazz. But looking back on it, it's definitely really helped me in the sense that I was really hesitant to do it. Definitely, I was really scared to show, even though it was a short amount of time, even though it was like a little over a year, for me to share my story of the first time I ever truly fallen in love with someone was definitely scary for me, just because of the fact that I've never really shared stories like that. If you know me, and even if you don't, before I started these vlogs, anytime I'd share a story, it would probably be something you could probably say inconsequential, in the sense that if I told it, then there would be no repercussions of it. I like to say the example of, if I tell the story about, say one of my friends doing something silly in high school, then obviously that's not gonna really matter in the long run. I can definitely tell that, and I won't be, and even he probably wouldn't, be mad or have any negative feelings towards it. It's just something, it'd really just be something funny. With this story, obviously, it's not really anything humorous at all. It's something that I've obviously held close to my vest, I guess you could say, throughout these past 4 years. And when it first happened, I obviously never thought I would ever tell anyone at all about it. And for me to open up to even just potential people, even if no one watches this, just the fact that someone could potentially in the future watch this is definitely something that I never thought I would do up until now. And that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because I wanted to put myself out there, put myself out of my comfort zone, and really just do what I do best and tell a story. And I guess really when you get down to it, me going over this story, talking about what happened between me and Chrissy, was my version of talking about it in front of, I guess you could say, a therapist. Even though there's no actual feedback, it's still me being able to pour out my soul, pour out my feelings on the matter, and, be a little bit more at ease, be a little bit more at peace with what happened. And it does sound silly, definitely, for that to actually be the case, but it is actually true, I am definitely a lot more at ease in telling a lot more of my stories that I probably never wanted to before. And, that's a really big and good thing to have, if you're ever going to be in the line of work that I want to be in, in the near future, to be able to just, to be able to not just shelter yourself and just, hide everything about you, to not just hide everything about you, not like you usually do, which is what I am, obviously, is definitely a big step forward for me. It may not sound like much to anybody else, but it's definitely something that I am glad that I did. And, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Sharing this part of my life, even if it was short, I've said this before, is definitely going to help me, because it's just doing this. Like, I think it's gonna go into what I said yesterday, but just doing this, just vlogging for 40 days, like, not even the story, but just talking about the stories already changed me so much. Not even just mentally, it's definitely even changed me physically. It's given me motivation to change more aspects of my life other than just opening up a story that I don't want to talk about. It's given me the motivation to finish books that I never finished. It's given me the motivation to write a web series. It's given me the motivation to work out again. And I can't say that I would have done any of these things if I hadn't decided to, vlog a story for Lent. And it may sound weird, but it's definitely true. It's really, I know it sounds cliche, but it's definitely been definitely been that moment where my light switches on, where I finally find what I want to do, even for a brief moment of time, and it's definitely influenced my life. And just knowing that is, really assuring, in the sense that, that I'm not gonna just, I'm not just gonna wither away and not be nothing in life, that I can finally do something, and I can finally take control and, be motivated again. And, it's funny because I said that, the events of Chrissy and our time together changed me. It did, definitely. But even though I said that I finally got that spark at the end to change myself, it never actually came on until now. I had it, but then it just blew away. I had that spark for a couple of seconds, but then it went away. But doing this, definitely, it's not gonna go away. It's not gonna you know, motivation for me to change who I used to be for the better is never going to go away now, and that's because of this vlog. And I really do think that, you know, I thank myself for doing this. But that is probably where I'm going to stop today, because as I said yesterday, I wanted to, for the last 2 days, I wanted to just summarize everything that happened for people that don't want to go through like hours upon end of, you know, all these videos. Because I know it's long. I mean, I watched it myself, I know it's long, and, you know, but, you know, if you've been watching from the beginning, you know, don't just tune out and be like, okay, mission accomplished, everything's done. You know, I am going to add in a couple more things I might not have said, and obviously at the end I'm going to, like I said before, I'm going to talk about the last thing that did happen that I haven't talked about yet. And so, yeah, thanks again for watching, if you are. Yeah, you know, I don't really feel the need to say anything else. I don't need to ask you to do anything else. It's not really a big deal. But, I mean, if you have been watching from the beginning, I definitely do thank you. Sorry, my nose is itchy again. I definitely do thank you from the bottom of my heart. And even if you've only watched a few vlogs, or if you've only watched one, like today, it still doesn't mean, it still means a lot to me. It still, you know, shows that even though I don't need like 1 million people to watch these videos, I do still appreciate anything, you know, I do still appreciate anyone that does watch these. But yeah, until tomorrow, see ya.